age, 1 in 5 girls will have either anxiety or depression as compared to 1 in 10 boys. So you might have a boy and a girl from the same family experiencing the same difficulties, but the girl is depressed or stressed about it, but the boy is like, yeah, I don't care, okay? And therefore that increases, there's an increased risk for suicide. So how do you accompany them? So I'll just now go quickly now on a few pointers of how to accompany a teenager. I may not be able to finish all of it because of time, but I'll see how much I can do. First, number one is, now you might want to now start moving towards dialogues, toward conversation. These take a lot of humility. They take a lot of humility. But this is one thing that I've come to understand and see, that those parents who do not invest in emotional relationship with their children are the same parents who complain that their children do not visit them in their old age. Okay, so your adolescent now needs the way you approach your adolescent right now is, your child needs money, you just give them money. Child doing easy, you just give them the physical needs, but you never spend time with them. Okay, it's the same thing that you see with older parents. I mean, with older wazazi and their children are working. An older parent will call their son and they say, why don't you come and visit? And the son will say, what do you need? The same logic that the parent used. Okay, I will send you what you need. I'll send you some M-Pesa. Send someone. Okay, but why don't you come and visit and spend time with me? Okay, and so the karma, as we say, karma comes to catch up. You don't spend time with your children when they are young. Don't complain that they don't have time for you when you're older. They will treat you the same way they'll just send you material things. That's the way you're doing with them now. And then they will not spend time with you because that's precisely what you did. They don't have any emotional connection with you. So be very careful the seed you're planting. Okay, so that means invest in reflective dialogues, being authentic with your teenager about your expectations, your hopes and your feelings, your thoughts and your hope, and sorry for repetition, and your fears, and what is it you're hearing from them? It's have conversation. The reason I want you to act like this is because of 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Those are very important dialogues. And dialogue about the importance of friends and what to look for in friends. So what is it that you're looking for in a friend? Okay, do you have those values in yourself? Tell me about your friends. Okay, that's very, very essential. Providing safe yet risky. So remember I told you that adolescents like risky activities. So provide those risky opportunities that are safe to channel their urge for taking risks in a constructive way. If you do not provide those opportunities for them to practice those safe yet risky opportunities, they will do it in ways that are very, very harmful later. So guide them to identify what they are good at, what organizations call as SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and develop a passion in it. So what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? How can you transform this strength, this talent into an opportunity? And how can these weaknesses be a threat for you in the future if you're not careful? Okay, let them know your love for them is not limited to their performance, whether academic or moral. Yes, this is so important. How many teenagers have told me that they feel loved by their parents only when they perform properly in school? Okay, I'm not saying that your demand should be low, but your teenager, your adolescent should be able to distinguish that my parents, yes, is very non-negotiable when it comes to me performing properly in academics, but my mom loves me, my dad loves me, nonetheless. That distinction has to be felt. If it is not felt, how many of us today only view themselves only as good as what they do? So many people, so many adults. Your business has become your identity. If your business is not doing well, your husband comes home collapse, your wife comes home collapse. Because why? We have been taught from the time we were very young to attach our identity to what we do. And so if what we do is taken away, then our identity is taken away. Okay. And we start scripting these in our children at a very, very early age. So set limits and follow them through with consequences. It's very, very common, and especially with your children. If you do this, these are the consequences. Then the child does that, especially adolescent, and then you don't follow then there are no consequences. So adolescents know, it's nothing that's going to happen. Okay, so it's very important to have very few rules, very, very few, not too many, very few rules, and very clear, not the rules as you go, very clear. And these are the consequences. And when those rules are broken, the consequences follow. What you're teaching your child is choices have consequences, and therefore you need to be responsible. Be clear about non-negotiables and their consequences also. So maybe the non-negotiables must be there, and that this is not negotiable. Do not never take, for example, one of the non-negotiables, never take a phone or the laptop to your room. That is not negotiable. You want to use your phone or laptop, it should be here in public. When you finish it, you leave it there. You pick it in your room, I take it away. That is out of question. All right. So that should be very, very clear. Never ever say, my friends are having 1, 2, 3, therefore I should have it. Never ever tell me that because so and so's families do 1, 2, 3, therefore we should do it. This should be non-negotiables. And the reason for this is you don't want your children to start thinking, to start comparing your family with someone else or themselves, to grow up with that mentality that they have to compare themselves with others to feel good about themselves. Then state facts are not just feelings. Explain, don't just impose. Respond, don't react. There's a difference in that. So reacting is you react with anger without thinking properly. You know, when your child tells you something that makes you feel very bad, sit down, compose yourself before you do something that might, make the relationship worse, and they start lying to you. So let them make mistakes. That's why you are there to help them make mistakes and grow. How many of us would want our employers, to allow us to make mistakes? How many of us simply follow the rules at work because if you make a mistake, your employer will be on your neck? So that is what I would say. This would be, I'm told my time is almost over. So, okay. So something else that should be non-negotiable is exercise. Exercise is so important for the development of children and all of us, by the way. Okay. Nutrition for your exercise, helps you also your brain to have oxygen, to be oxygenated. Nutrition is very, very important for teenagers, and especially when it comes to like fish. Fish is very, very essential, broccoli and all that. And sleep should be non-negotiable, especially on a schedule. All of us should be sleeping on a schedule as much as you can. Limit screen time. Okay, encourage journaling. Okay, and try to monitor whether you as a parent, you are allowing your past experiences to cloud how you are parenting your child. Okay, be with them, create moments with them, spend time with them. Take one of your children, take them for tea, not for interrogation, just go and spend time in the kibanda with them, have a walk with one of your child, not all of them. Don't say I spend the time with my 3 children. No, have moments for each children, at least once or twice every other time. Don't dump them to school and leave them. You are the primary caregiver, not the teacher. And follow up with teachers, but be patient with them too. Teachers have like 20, 30 children to handle. You are machine on really. And then you're expecting the teacher to be perfect with the 20, 30. Yes, they will make a mistake maybe with 1 or 2. So be patient with that. Again, so model, as you can see in this image, model relationship lessons. How they see you communicating with each other, as you can see in this image, is very, very, very essential. How do they see you communicating will also matter how they will go to communicate with their colleagues in school. If they see you being violent, then they end up being aggressive in school. Be comfortable with big emotions. Okay, so let your teenager know that you can tell me anything and mean it. Okay. So that is very, very essential. And finally, self-care for you. Take care of yourself as a parent. This is a 30-day challenge of self-care. Do something for yourself. So many parents have lost themselves in their roles of employer or employee or worker or wife, husband or mother or father, such that they have forgotten that there's an identity. There is a person before that. There's a person. And that person can only fulfill those roles if that person is well taken care of. Okay, so that is good. This is something that Dr. Shafali Sabari, who said this: unless you are fulfilled as a parent, you will use your children to complete you. You will teach them how to live with your unacknowledged fears, your rejected emptiness, your forgotten lies, all the while unaware that you are doing so. Okay. So that's very, very essential. Thank you so much. I have gone the last part very, very fast so that I can finish. If you have a question, I see there's no question, which is very scary, which means either you understood everything or you didn't. I hope it was clear. It was. This is the first session I have had, and there are not very many questions. Yes, when I give, I can see Mwalimu there laughing, but yes, when
Dominic, Dominic, there was a question on bullying.
Where is that question?
At the beginning.
The recording will be provided, not the presentation itself. And the beginning. What was the question? If you can read out for me. I can see very irritable, wants total privacy.
Trying to just explain about bullying in school. The question was not that clear, and I asked this person to make it better, but the response did not come. So I think generally, just talk about something about bullying within a minute.
Okay, within a minute. Okay, I've been given a minute for this. Thank you so much for that. So I've mentioned to you, so children who tend to bully are children who have not been taught, first of all, proper limits, proper self-regulation. Like when your child is crying, tell them I will only listen to you when you stop crying. Okay, why are you doing that? You're doing that. You're pushing your child to practice self-control. And so when it comes to bullying, maybe one of the biggest reasons is children have come from traumatic experiences, or children who have come from difficult homes, children who have seen only aggression in their homes can tend to be bullies, children who have been told how special they are and they have an exaggerated self-esteem can come to school looking at other children as if they are lesser than, they're little, useless things. Okay, so that can also happen. But also it's possible now, bullies tend to target children who are not very confident in themselves because maybe their parents solved every relative problems in their life. And so what you want also is to teach your child assertive communication, assertiveness skills, to be properly disagreeable, to have a certain level of aggression, which is healthy. Aggression is not a bad thing, or so there's internalized aggression where you are able to stand up for yourself. Okay, and so that you want to teach your child that way. And also the school, one of the ways that can deal with that is to make sure that bullies know that they will be caught and there will be consequences to their bullying. So that is what I would say. And I don't want to go through the chat section because maybe there's a question and my minute is over. And I can see there's a teacher who is ready to speak. I want to thank you all, dearest parents, for being available. These are my teaching notes, so unfortunately I'll not be sending them, but the recording will be availed to you. You can talk to me on the email there, provided there. And if in case you want to ask me something, you can always ask Sister Wilma for my number, and you can text me and I'll respond to you. Thank you so much. God bless and bye.